Super coach tabs on my phone at dawn, scrolling through the carnage, what went wrong? Grammar soul is steady, rookies on the rise, mid-prices tempting me, danger in disguise. Big J calling from the couch, mate, check your side. Joe bragging about a loophole, riding that tide, we're trading in our hopes like stocks on a screen, chasing that price rise, living the dream. We're the center bounds crew, hey. Whistle blows, we're riding it through, from goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made, from a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules, AFL in our veins, yeah, it's all we do, we're the center bounds crew. Got duds on the park, can't win a hard ball, need a downgrade, target, answer that call, possessions piling up, my captain's on fire, vice loop lightning, sparks through the wire, yeah. Trade plan scribbled on the back of a bill, one more sideways move, I swear I'll sit still, but the siren hits Friday, logic is gone, mate, just push and go on. Who you backing in, who you backing in, who you backing in, yeah. Who you letting go, one more risky move, then we steal the show. We're the center bounds crew, hey. Whistle blows, we're riding it through, from goals and behinds to the last upgrade, greatest game in the world, that's how we're made, from a pig in the guts to the bench warmer blues, every week we're breaking the rules, they fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do, we're the center bounds crew. We're the center bounds crew, oh yeah, the center bounds crew, the center bounds crew, the center bounds crew.
G'day everybody and welcome to the Centre Bounce for another live watch along. This time it is for the Thursday night clash between the St Kilda Saints and the Hawthorn Hawks at Marvel Stadium. Hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday night football. It's been a lot. There's been a lot of news, a lot of happenings in the AFL world this week, and I've just got the K out here in front of me, and it's crazy that Neil is gone. It's crazy that, you know, we could see it happening for such a long period of time. How much he was deteriorating year upon year, and just watching this footage of what he was like before. It starts with the hands and then his face and the way it slowly tore him down, but you can't help but be inspired by that. You just can't. In the face of adversity, certain demise, he just looked back and smiled. So, may he rest in peace. An absolute legend. G'day AFL videos with your on point, as always, last minute centre backs, and yet you never then comment anything else for the rest of the stream. You do it every time, and then you never say anything else. I'm almost convinced you are a bot. Minamoto, how are you, mate? Got Wilkie. All right, nice one. Blue Iris, yes, it was. Rest in peace. Good to see you, Blue Iris. Good to see you, Two Globes, Mr. Peanuts himself. Maltesing, oh my, what a day. I know. Maltesing, good to see you. Now that you're here, you have to tell us what made you so stupid. Yes, poet. Well, when all is said and done, more is said than done. And he was a man of deeds. He was a man of deeds. He was a man who acted. And he Front it up all the time. Gee, I want to put the volume up to hear what is being said, but at the same time, I just know that the second I do, the microphone's going to pick it up. And then bang, copyright. Bang. Stream goes down. Bomber jersey, Melbourne jacket. Represents his playing days at the Bombers and his coaching days at Melbourne. Gee. The big freeze game is gonna be huge. Obviously, we're King's birthday eve. Us and Carlton. So a lot of work. A lot of work has to be done between now and then. Out come the Saints. So what are our tips for this game, guys? I have tipped the Hawks, but by only about 10 points, because I don't see the Hawks smashing them. If the Hawks win, it's because it's going to be a close win. I would not be surprised if the Saints get up here. They are a great Marvel Stadium team. Obviously, the Hawks are going to be buoyed by the return of Day into the team. But let's be real, is Day actually up for it now? He had 60% time on ground in the VFL last week. So is that enough of a hit out to get him ready to go? I know he's a gun. Hey, Akka, how's it going, mate? Hope you're doing well. Hawks by 29? Yeah. Got the Hawks by 10 at the moment. I'm a little bit gun shy with my tipping. I tipped some large margins at the start of the year, and now I'm trying to be a bit more conservative. I hope somehow both lose. What, you don't like? All right. Hoping the Hawks lose, I completely agree. But why do we hate the Saints for? Calm the draw. Now, why do we hate the Saints? I mean, I don't like the Saints administration that they're always whinging all the time. But the on-field Saints, I've got no issue with their players on the field. Personally. I love Stephen Mills. I thought Milne was a great. They're just the Aints. Fair enough. I went down to Port Lonsdale to visit Mum. She is now in care. Sorry to hear that. I then left to go to her house in St Leonard's. Packed the car and drove back to Geelong. I entered the drive, but you left your computer behind? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Yeah, all right, Blue Iris. We're the same there. Coach and club players are fine. Fair enough. Double dummy. And we're underway. Reeves with the first tap. Shark by Hall. This is now Sinclair. Runs away from McKenzie. Pumps the ball inside forward 50. Wood dropped the mark. This is Impey. Gave us a ground level to Sicily. It's weird seeing Sicily not in long sleeve. Hardwick back into defense. Sicily gets the pill. Kicks it up to the wing onto Ginnivan's chest at half back. Sorry, my bad. I was referring to AFL videos. He's a legend. Oh, 100% he was. This is now battle against the old side. Kicks it to a 1-on-3. Interesting decision. Fortunately, Impey keeps his head. Oh, McKenzie caught. Gives it back to Amon. And they retreat out wide to Sick Dog, who takes a bounce. Chips it beautifully into the middle. Can they get some handball happening now? Oh, Amon with an absolute grubber, but it works. McKenzie, another grubby ball. Handball over the top to Watson. To Gunston. Well defended there by the Saints. Sinclair just bombs it out of there and it works. It lands. This is Darcy Wilson with the pill. Here on the near wing. Kick up the line. Come on. That's got to be a free kick for over the shoulder. Oh, come on, umpire. That was over his shoulder. The Saints could have had this ball trickle, but they keep the ball alive. Wilson angles it to Sinclair. Switches on. He fans it out wide. Is this Silvani? It is. Puts himself under pressure, but the kick works fine. A bit short. Is that 15? It is. Gee, Sinclair has the ball on a string. Another disposal in the middle of the ground. Goes short to Hugo with the nice pink boots. To guess who? Sinclair again. Bombs it inside forward 50. No one flies. But Sicily just reads the ball oh so easily. Takes an uncontested mark in the end. Yes, Neil Danaher was an absolute legend. A beautiful human being. Oh, about the... Made a few words. Gotcha. Massimo D'Ambrosio kicks it down the line. Beautiful ball to Child. Drops what he really should have taken. Oh, bit of work here on ground level for the Saints. Oh, they mucked that up. Ginnivan flicks it over up to Watson. Watson to Ward. Just gets a handball across. More into the pocket. Straight onto Gunston's chest. And Gunston will be lining up for goal. Maybe about 40 metres out. Did they see a Woody? Liam McConnell to the Wizards. Game over. Oh, Jesus. Gunston opens up the angle and snaps. Truly, first score of the night is a goal to the Hawks. Jack Gunston. Uncle Gunston continues to age like fine wine. Yeah, a bit of a gift there by the Saints. A little bit of a gift because they didn't have to fumble that. All they had to do was just have one person be clean with the gather and give off a nice handball. Instead, they decided, no, let's stuff this up and let the Hawks in. Why the checkered armbands? It's a good question. I can understand black armbands for Neil. Wonder why they're checkered. Hall kicks the ball to the top of the 50. Camouflage, can't mark. Philippou tries to apply some pressure on Whittle. Is that a high tackle? No, it's a throw in. I wish all forwards had his skill at goal. 100%. Gunston did apparently nothing at the Lions. Return to Hawks and he stars. Seriously, your job is kick goals and a lot can't. 100%. Thank you, Double Dummy, for the Silk Miller game. Yep. For the police, correct. No, the police. You can have a game for more than one cause, but someone needs to go and give Nick Watson a new band. His one's fallen off. Massimo to Newcomb. Back to Massimo. Massimo kicks it inside forward 50. What a beautiful kick on the run to Gunston again. Well, to be fair, gee, it must be great being a forward when you've got that type of delivery inside forward 50. Are you kidding me? That was an insane kick on the run. Just dropped it on into his chest. Gee, the Bombers might like a guy like Massimo on the team. And then he goes bang, bang, 2 goals to Jack Gunston. Honestly, Massimo is such a bad miss for the Bombers. He was right there, under your nose, What do you do with him? You play him as a small forward super sub. You play him as a small forward super sub. God damn. God damn. Another sorry tale for the Bombers. Reeves wins the tap today. Gee, McRae does not give him an inch. Ball up. DeConning and Reeves. DeConning wins the tap. But this could very well be a Hawk ball. Good tackling, though. Good pressure. In classic Gunston fashion, he's all the way behind the goals. DeConning wins the tap to McRae, but he fumbles. We might have another one. We do. Gee, look at the isolation. Surely DeConning's getting blocked? No. DeConning was holding Reeves. He's too big. Too big, too strong. Feeds a handball to Impey. He pumps the ball high and long inside forward 50. Lewis tried to play for a free kick. None coming. Ball hits the deck. Caminiti tries to handball it off. Couldn't. Massimo. Gee, a lot of fumbling here by the Saints. The Hawks just a little bit cleaner. Massimo kicks it inside forward 50. Ball hits the deck. Can Watson keep it alive? He can't. We're going to have a ball throw in the forward pocket for the Hawks. Yeah, I'll address it in a second, Double Dummy. Ball thrown in. Reeves with the tap. Watson tries to put it in front. Ball is in front. Lewis throws his foot at it. Through for a minor score. You're not the 100th person to ask me. You're the 1,000th person. Oh, God, Double W. Yeah, it's been an interesting last couple of days, for sure, from an instant and social media perspective. Ginnivan puts the head down. Handball up top to Massimo. Handball's over the top to Moore. Is that a high tackle, umpire? It's over his shoulder, mate. Ball up. Look, I'm happy that he's gone. I'm happy that he came. I'm happy that he put the club on the rebuild pathway. But that was as far as we could go with Brad. Because Brad, in my honest opinion, Brad's a good man. I do believe that Brad is a good man, and he genuinely wanted what was best for the Essendon Football Club. The only problem with Brad is that he is not a coach. Brad is an administrator. Brad is more of a head of footy / CEO. You know, Brad's not a day-to-day coach. He's not a leader of men because he's not very inspirational. Doesn't have the aura or the charisma. But what he does have is a big picture view of things. That could be 50. That ball was not given to McRae on the fly. That was dropped on the floor. That should have been 50 to St Kilda. Just by the way. So I reckon Brad did what he needed to do and what he could do. Unfortunately, he's not a great coach. So the results on field were never going to come. And it just was an inevitability that Brad was going to be sacked. That's all. It was going to happen. He was not going to last. He did what he could, but we now need. And to be fair, our assistants are ass, and I sort of highlighted it. I sort of highlighted how crap our assistants are on a stream about a month ago. Sacking Brad is not going to be the fix. We need a whole new coaching panel of accomplished, respected, credentialed people. That's what we need. Just simply getting rid of Brad is not going to solve all the issues. It just won't. So he was not the problem. What a pickup by Hall! He fends and he gets stripped of the pill. So I thank Brad for his service. He was never going to be successful. I think he knew he was never going to be successful. Took the job anyway. And now the club, from a playing list perspective, I think is better than when he first came in. With a lot more young talent, which hopefully a good coach will be able to develop. Just beautiful crisp ball movement here by the Hawks. Ginnivan pops it inside forward 50. Well spoiled. Jesus, Sinclair. He's going to go for freaking 100 disposals tonight the way he's going. Hammer. He's getting absolutely given a bath, unfortunately, here by Sick Dog. But let's be real. Sicily's a very good defender. Ginnivan receives a handball. That is an ugly-looking kick, but it works. Lewis wanted it. Lewis wanted it more than anybody else. And that's going to be a lasso free kick to the Saints. Banfield going all right. Yeah, not doing too bad. Just 2 disposals. So on the weekend, g'day Blue player of the sky. How you doing? So on the weekend, Blues winning 2 in a row was the end of Brad. He could work, but he'd need exceptional assistants, and he didn't have them. Yeah. He had terrible assistants. He had no assistants, dare I say. So, yeah, the club has a lot of work that it needs to do. A lot of work. And unfortunately, appointing James Hurd's not going to solve that. Ball thrown in. Meek wins a tap. McDonald. Gee, that's an ugly kick. Opens up the door to Philippou. Bombs inside forward 50. 2 1-on-1s. Ball hits the deck. Can Kama get the ball back off Battle? Good desperation. Sicily loses the pill. Kama tries to release a teammate. Garcia, a handball in hope. There is no separation. Was Philippou held? He was. Philippou was held. Free kick against Day. Come on, Pooh. Still got you in my super coach team. I did not trade you out this week. Good to hear play on this guy. Philippou. Oh my God. What the hell was that? That was poo. He puts the poo in Philippou. Holy crapola. Did he almost miss his foot or something? That was insane. Yeah, Sinclair's going to go. Sinclair's on 36. 10 disposals. $1 million. That's right. I can't. $1 million for some poo. I'll give that to you for free, mate. Don't need to pay me $1 million for my poo. I'll pay you, in fact. 1 behind, plays 2 goals, 1. So now Ward. Ward hits up McDonald. Middle of the ground. Gee, the Saints just don't look likely at all. Goes out wide. This is Sicily. Sicily tries to hit the ball up to half forward, and that's going to be a lasso. Oh, got a lucky bounce. Nah, ball trick was out of play. It is a free kick going the Saints' way. They will lose Darcy Wilson, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't want to play for Ross Lyon myself, I would imagine. Hey, Prince Pama. I think you're new around these parts. Welcome. How much will they score today? Who's they? What, the teams? Not much by the looks of things. Well, the Saints don't look like scoring at all. But the Hawks are full of run with overlapping handball. Day releases back battle against the old team. And then he kicks it like a defender through for a minor score. He got excited. Saints defend well, but they can't. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think they've been defending very well tonight. 8 inside 50s, 4 scores. That's a 50% conversion rate. Oh! With a solid mark from a very clever little snappy kick here by Ginnivan. Well done there by the big man, Miki. Did well to gather the ball at ground level. Clean take. Then a clean handball. And then a clean kick. And then a clean mark. I reckon that deserves a goal. Come on, kick it, Marbiol. 14 goals to 8. Well, we'll see how this kick goes. Oh, gun barrel straight. I like the ear massage. Yeah, the ear massage is pretty good. You know what? I reckon 14 goals is too light. What's David King saying? I've obviously got it muted because I can't afford the microphone picking up on the sound and then shuts down the stream. What is the Muppet talking about? Gee, how happy was David King? How happy was David King that Brad Scott got sacked? He was the happiest man. He was happier than me. Back in the middle we go. Hall, stripped off the pill. McDonald to Newcomb. Fakes everybody out. Oh, this could work here. McDonald, that's an ugly kick. Almost gathered cleanly though by Ward. Did well enough to hold up the pill and create a stoppage middle of the ground. 2 thug footballers, I know, right? Oh, Meek with a beautiful tap to McDonald. Kicks it high. Top of the 50. 2-on-1 in the air. Massimo gathers. Mown down with a wonderful tackle. Henry. Philippou tries to get the handball away over the top, but he can't. Opens up the door now for the Hawks. This is nice. McKenzie, can he gather? Can he kick it to a beautiful spot? He does. More. Gathers. Not on the same page with Chol. Gee, the Saints defenders have to defend grimly. Kicked out of defense. Cooper Sharman tries to fake him out. Does well enough. Hall. This is now Marshall. Tries to get it back to Hall. Lands in front. Could not gather. He saw a battle coming and he shat himself. Meek fakes one way, then the other. You can clearly tell that the Hawks are playing very well football. Very well football. What sort of English is that? Nice kick there by Hall. Is that downfield? No. It's as he was kicking. So it's going to be a free kick from whence it came. Oh, I hate these little dinky backwards kicks. The Flanders. Oh, that works. The Pooh marks it uncontested, but you can tell his head's not in the game. You almost fumbled an easy, simple chess mark. Yeah, Battle was brilliant. Left his man. He had to do it. He saved almost a certain goal. He had to leave his man and created the turnover. Now then, the Pooh hits the post. 2 scores for the Saints, and they're both to the Pooh and they're both behinds. Sicily on the kick in. Bombs it towards Chol. Nowhere near it. And we're getting a throw in. Sinclair 37. Holy crapola. Ball thrown in. Marshall bombs the ball forward. The ball bounces up. This could favour the Saints. Philippou to Garcia. Claimed immediately, though, by Newcomb. Ball's thrown up. Marshall v. Reeves. Reeves win the tap down. This could work now. Oh, bro, you just led with your head. I'm sorry. That's a little bit of bullshit. He literally headbutted him. Oh, Kilo drops an easy, uncontested mark. What the hell is going on? The Saints are not on tonight. The Saints are not on tonight. Sicily, 44 fantasy, 34 supercoach. Yeah. It's because he's taken 5 marks already with good disposal efficiency. Because we know, as is the case all the time with the Saints, they love to give up points to defenders, especially marking defenders. So look at that. Sicily, Amon, Massimo. All these guys work into defense. Ginnivan to Massimo to Amon, McKenzie. Oh, Flanders with a fumble. O'Connell with a fumble. Jesus. The Saints really... Look, the Saints are fortunate that they're only 18 points down. They're fumbling like crazy. Well done there, O'Connell. Very nice move. Kicks it out wide. That's got to be a free kick to Kama, and it is. Kama gets back and says, just calm it down, boys. Just calm it down. Bro, what do you mean calm it down? O'Connell to Silvani. Silvani, that's a shocking kick. That's a terrible kick. And now the Hawks could really make them pay here. How does the ball bounce? It works well. Nice overlap run. Some handballs. Some give and go. What the hell was that kick? Chol was all by his lonesome. Chol was having a shiatsu massage in the middle of that forward 50. How in the world did they miss him that badly? Wow, the Hawks really missed the golden opportunity there. Weddle being harassed. He gets it back. He's got pace, this man. He loves to run. Sicily, all by himself. Honestly, he could be Mr. Lonely. No one is ever near him. He is Mr. Lonely. And he has nobody. He's all on his own. In comes Watson. He runs around. Well defended here. This is Byrne, I think. The kick has a lot of height. Just manages to get through. So was Gunston. No, but I wouldn't have hit Gunston. Not when Chol was directly in front, 30 meters out. Just dap it into him. There's no need to try and force an over-the-top kick. Jesus, the skills have been quite poor tonight, but the Saints managed to dodge yet another bullet. Holy crap. Oh, what is this game? This is a very, very low quality game thus far. Ball thrown in. Marshall. What was that? Good kick there by Day. McDonald playing in front. It works. McKenzie running by. Low ball. It's Chol. Chol plays on. Takes the man in front with a nice dance step. Puts it into the pocket. McDonald with a blind turn on his own teammate. Which then leads to him getting caught holding the ball. Dead cold. Oh my God, what is wrong with the Saints? They suck tonight. Newcomb just runs the ball out of bounds. Not penalised. Travis, need to pay attention. Made Flanders my VC. Could have went Eclair Sinclair. Yeah, Sinclair on 40 points before quarter time is pretty good. As is Sicily. Reeves, that's got to be a throw. No? All right. Play on's the call. Amon, gee, he's caught in a headlock. Wood. Nice fist there by Sick Dog. Play on advantage is the call. Philippou tries to put into Hugo Garcia's path. He gets there. Harassed by both Impey and Battle. Good tackle there by Kama. Decent forward pressure. And that is a good result there for the Saints. A forward 50 stoppage. 20 seconds on the clock. Ball is thrown in. Reeves on the tap. Weddle. Claimed by Wilson. Another ball up. 13 seconds on the clock. Oh, Wilson flying by on the left. But Battle is there. No score registered. Sicily composed. 2 bounces. And there goes the quarter time siren. The Hawks up 3 goals to 20. The Saints 2 behinds. 2. Both behinds set shots from Mateus Philippou. Sinclair 45 points at quarter time. Those who traded in Wilkie 23. Not a bad start. Those who have Carroll still are laughing. 33 points. Mateus, 22. Imagine if he kicked straight, the idiot. He'd be on a monster score. Flanders, 21. Banfield, 13. Not ideal. Perez, 2. McDonald, 14. Wilday, 18. Yeah, no one's got any hooks, I would imagine. Yeah. Oh, do you have Sicily, dummy? Do you have James Sicily in your team double, dummy? That's amazing. Excited for 2. Look, Travis, it's still early days. It's only quarter time. Yeah. Nash is a layout. Nash was a layout, correct. So Nash being out, I thought that would have meant that the Saints midfield would have been doing better. And yet, actually, matches, fixture. So look at the midfield numbers. Team stats. Inside 50 is 8 to 14. You cannot be allowing a team to have 80% efficiency. That's just ridiculous. Yeah, 9 clearances apiece. Interesting. Contested possessions +4. Yeah, they're clearly controlling the outside in this game. Dominating possession. Numbers aren't so bad. The Saints, well and truly in this game, despite looking quite shit, it hasn't punished them on the scoreboard. Them in Supercoach. Not bad. In a shit year. G'day, Jack. How you doing, man? 5 Saints. Flanders, Pooh, Sinclair, Wilkie, and now Banfield. Wow. Yeah, no, I've got a few as well. I've got Sinclair, obviously. Banfield. Flanders and Pooh. So yeah, I got 4. I've got 4 of them myself. Crazy to see Jez outside 60k. Yeah, it's been a bad year for Jez. Fortunately. Just trading out players that shouldn't be traded out, But such is life, man. I mean, my season has been that much better. Yeah, all right, I'm 25k, but it's been a tough year for sure. It's been a very tough season of Supercoach. A lot of carnage. If you didn't have a good starting team, it's really set you back, unfortunately. So I think I have had some pretty bad luck this year. Obviously, 5 injuries in a single week didn't help. Boosting in Nazaya, and then he goes out. That sucked. Is it weird that McKenzie seems to move like Sam Mitchell? Not weird at all, Double Dummy. I've said it all along. I honestly reckon McKenzie is Sam Mitchell's secret love child. 100%. Decided Zorko has to go. Yeah, Zorko does have to go. Would you go Baz if you can? Yeah, I love Baz. I reckon Baz is a pretty safe top 3 mid. Also, Brody being managed. I know, bro. I can't believe I traded Brody Grundy in last week. That was so stupid. I knew I should have gone Darcy Cameron. Very silly. Oh, well. You win some, you lose more. Isn't that life? Alrighty. Hopefully this game increases in quality a little bit. Because it's been quite shit thus far. Come on, boys. Give us something to cheer about. Happy with Banfield? Yeah, Banfield's not doing too bad. Ward stormed down the middle. Kicks the ball high and long inside forward 50. Towel roof lies. Doesn't mark. Gunston stays on the ground. Gunston stays on the ground and he says, thank you very much. Goal number 3. Gunston's about to win the Coleman just from this game alone. Yeah, Mark, you win some, you lose more. Sounds like an ad. That's exactly what it is. The gambling ad. Yo, Flash, good to see you. I was practically crying. Everything Will Day was in a stoppage. I swear to God, he's going to get injured. I know, right? Where is my buddy Mark? Very quick start. I don't know, Mark. I think I upset Mark. Because to me, it seems clear as day that Mark wants James Hurd to coach. And then I was just basically constantly talking shit about the decision. So I think I upset Mark. And then he told me to not stream tonight and have a good night and just have a rest. He's probably putting my fatigue as the reason why I don't want James Hurd to be the coach. Ball somehow trickles out. Marshall, grubby ball forward. Oh, Sicily's so good. Oh, Sicily, what a gun. That was impeccable control. And then composure to steady himself. That was incredible. Massimo now over here on the wing to Moore with a dinky little kick inside half forward 50. That's not going to work. The poo to Hall. Oh my God, the fumbling is disgusting. Can St Kilda just change their name to Fumble Kilda? Jesus. All right, Carroll again. No, it's not Carroll. This is Burns. In the forward 50, almost a mark to Wood. Such a shame Gunner's missed 3 matches. He'd be leading common by... Don't worry about it. The way things are going here, he'll make up for those 10 goals. Don't you worry. Wilson with a fumble. Burns pumps the ball top of the goal square. Sharman goes with the one hand, can't mark. And Kammer claimed by Weddle. Weird take. Hurd has to coach? So the Hurd stands can get over it. If it works out, great. If not, no. The thing is, the club, I think, has already moved on. Double dummy. No one talks about the saga anymore. Everyone associated with the saga is gone. There are no players left from those days either. I think we've already moved on. I think there's no need to open that chapter again. Might ruin 2 years, but then the break can be clean, wounds heal, and then... No, we can't afford to waste any more years, double dummy. Not with Tassie arriving. Oh, nice little 1-2 action here by the Hawks. Forward handball doing very well. Lasso, though. It was bold, it was fast, and Sam Mitchell was not happy with it. I wish Gunston would kick a ton this season. Be known as Gunstun. Nice. I'll watch what he classified. Hurd has lots of passion. He does have heaps of passion. But at the same time, if he really wanted to, if he had so much passion to coach the Bombers, right? Why not do an apprenticeship somewhere else then? And prime yourself for that role. So that when the time... Oh, that is bad. That is very, very bad. So bad. The Saints are not kicking a goal tonight, guys. The Saints aren't kicking a goal tonight. Holy crap. Well, I'm glad I got that tip right. Merritt was on the list. He still is, technically. If he doesn't coach, will always hang over the club. Only if the club allows it to happen, though. Only if the club allows it to happen. If they just simply appoint a good coach with a good coaching panel, with good assistants, and the players start playing well, the club starts winning, no one's going to ask for Hurd. People are only looking for a messiah right now. It's because we need a messiah, apparently, because of how bad we've been and how we're not winning. That's all it is. All the club needs to do is start winning with that new coach. And guess what? No desire for Hurd to come back anymore. It's a bad romance. Yeah, I know she was hot, but you gotta let her go. She couldn't cook. The problem is, Akka, they cook too well. Cooked with the jab. Next coach has a shadow on his soul. It's like the sword of Damocles hanging over his head. Oh, another goal to the Hawks. This time it's Lewis. Oh, this is brutal. Look, the thing is, as long as that new coach is well supported by a panel, and they're all in it together, then I don't think they'll care too much about this whole herd coach nonsense. No Nas, no St Kilda. They just don't have any composure or line breakers at the moment. Bearded Ram, all this talk about herd to coach. You guys need the Grant Man Sheedy back. We just need, honestly, we need to get with the times. We need to get with the times, bro. We can't be relying on Sheets or Hurdy for that matter. We need Enright. We need Pops Kelly. You know, we need an untried coach who has the hunger. And this young team is full of talent that's just dying to be developed by someone from a good system. What a kick by Day! What a kick by Day! It bent perfectly into the leading lane for Gunston. What a kick! Oh, Wilkie. Oh my God, Wilkie turned to Milky, bro. That was insane. Gunston steps up to the plate and he lets them off big time. I just don't think it's right for any club to be a meme, let alone Essendon. I don't think it's right for any club to be a meme. And to be honest, at this point, Essendon are just a big meme. They just are. Weddle with a beautiful intercept, but the kick does not work off. Well cut off there by Wilson. Only the Saints, like Essendon, can somehow create a turnover in the corridor and then not pounce. How do you get a turnover in the middle of the ground and then not pounce? Look at the Hawks. They get a turnover middle of the ground. They pounce. This is ridiculous. It's going to be 100 points. You're right. Perez with a touch. Good for him. When I said, I don't know, Michael. Someone needs to tell the Saints that there's a game on right now. You wouldn't take a Longmire? I'd love Longmire or Hinkley, but I prefer Longmire as a mentor to the young coach. So if we were to get, oh my God, Sinclair with the fumble. Did the Saints get given drugs before the game? They're just fumbling everything. It's how rude in defense. But yeah, I think someone like Longmire would be a great director of coaching. Hey, Banfield, nice flying mark. Please say Hawks can have a GWS third quarter. They probably can. Oh, Cooper Sharman, Liam Henry. Oh, he steps back. He makes him slip over. He goes on the left and he misses. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Ross the Toss ain't happy. They're not scoring a goal tonight, the Saints. It's sad. It's sad, but it's true. Hey, I can't get over the way he missed them like he do. Oh my God, look at all this time and space. This is pathetic by the Saints. Ward, McKenzie, Perez. Dinky chip ball over the top to Moore. McKenzie. Puts it up for Lewis. He can't hold on. I have no idea, Legendary Wolfham. They are ass tonight, the Saints. Those teams relying on Perez score to save them. Yeah, sorry, Jez. Jez was so happy. Jez was so happy that Perez was playing today. Fitzroy Street is a good place, or Carlisle Street? Yeah. Liam Kickett. I know, right? I know, I already lose my bet on... You bet on St Kilda? Oh, bro. You can't be betting on St Kilda. When have they ever come through for you? Look at this. This is bullying. That was 3-on-1 for the Hawks. Sicily has it now. All by himself. I swear. Lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. He's probably singing that song. I'm probably singing that song to himself there, Sicily. Because he's just all by himself. Meanwhile, the Saints are just flicking around handballs. Handball to someone 1 meter away, to another one a meter away, to another one a meter away. You're not doing anything by just referring the pressure to your teammate. Meanwhile, look at the Hawks. Well spread out, creating lanes for their teammates to run into. Yes, okay, sometimes the Hawks do some stupid shit and turn the ball over, but holy crap, I know which one is more likely to score. They're getting absolutely destroyed, the Saints. It's legit watching an AFL versus a VFL team. They're lucky that this margin isn't bigger than what it is. Oh my God, here comes Will Day. Here comes Will Day lining up from just outside 50. The Hawkers fans are excited to finally get their star back. Going to be one of those vintage early 1900 games where Saints score F4 points. Indeed. Can we have Docs on standby for Ross? He might blow a gasket. Must be so hard for a Vic team to travel back from Perth. I know, right? Because it means we don't have to fill a donor. Oh, Day. Oh, Jesus. Okay, look, it snuck through for a mine score. Longmire would sound similar to Roos when Paul Roos had Melbourne. That's what I'm thinking, Travis. I'd love Longmire as that Paul Roos type of thing. Wilkie at 430k was the ticket. It was on 42 at the moment, so it's not like he's staying in the field a lot. It was like I'm watching Hawthorn training around, that's exactly what's happening, Travis. This is a Hawthorn training drill right now. Gunston free kick. Oh my God. Now they're gifting them free kicks. Another let off. Another let off. Hey, at least it's a Sinclair kick in. They've kicked 3 goals, 3 this quarter. Oh, beautiful kick there by Sinclair. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Flanders is down. Ladies and gentlemen, Flanders is down. He pulled. Oh, no. Flanders is injured. What happened? He just died. As soon as he tried to run. What happened? As soon as he tried to take off, he just pulled up short. And now he can't walk. Or struggling to walk. Oh. That's not good. That's no bueno. Is it an ankle? I don't know. It looked more like a knee to me, Flash. I agree. Because I have no idea. So he gets the ball, lands, and then immediately tries taking off. I don't know which leg. Which leg is causing him the discomfort? Is it the right leg? Achilles. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's a trade out. Damn. Well, either way, he's gone. Five-year deal. 900,000. Oh, yikes. And pick 7. Oh, yeah, Gold Coast won that for sure. Oh, no. Yeah, 100% Maltesing. Lucky that most people have him. But that's now most likely a forced trade. That's not 15. Why not just handball it? If you're gonna pass to someone that's 6 meters away, handball it. $1 million player made to walk off ground on injured leg. Wonderful AFL. I know, right? But then again, it would probably take too long to get the stretcher out there. We burn trades, boys. We burn trades. Just about everyone owns Flanders. I know. Wilson. Burns. So no one. McRae. Garcia. Oh my God, stop fumbling. I'm going to turn this shit off. Keeler does well. Wilson, there's a chance. Hall now fumbles as well. Hammer. Hammer. The hammer. Put it through, mate. Holy shit, this game is hard to watch. How long left for this quarter? 7 minutes. Really, really wish I held Jagger now. Indeed. Burning trade house will rip your hair out. What's that? Oh, Lord. Cheeseburger Pockets. Think Spillsy traded Flanders back in this week? Oh, it's his fault. It's Spillsy's fault. I was one of the idiots that traded Flanders 3 weeks ago. Got a smile on my face now. Congratulations. But beat a Ram. Before you get too excited, don't forget, it's best 8 team this week. I have no idea how you miss from there. It's harder to miss. It's harder to miss. Oh, Sam Mitchell not happy. Sam Mitchell is not happy. Sam Mitchell's face was red right there. Holy crap. What was he so pissed off about? Look how pissed off he is. That's hilarious. Bro, you're up by 38 points. Sam Mitchell must have Flanders. Great call. Flanders to track? Yeah. Maybe. I already have track. I have no idea who I'm trading Flanders to. I'm never happy when a player gets hurt. 100%. Well done. All does a full pirouette, puts it into a one-on-one, and Massimo D'Ambrosio. The high chip kick to a 1-on-3. I know, right? Very stupid. More. Oh, beautiful vision. Watson. And there just put the football over the top to guess who? To guess who? Any guesses? Who took the mark on the goal line? You're never going to guess who it is. If you're not watching this game, you'll have no idea which Hawthorn forward it was. The gun. Gunston. He's gone for 10. Gunston alone is going to outscore the Saints tonight. Wiz is a smart kid, agreed. He saw open goal square. He could have gone for it, but you could clearly tell that he went for the pass. I'll go Flanders to Took. Yeah, fair, good call. Took off the bye. Yep. Yep. 10 is a shot tonight. 100%. Well, he's on 4 now. He's on 4 goals too. Wizard on the ball. Oh, quick hands. Fancy. This is Weddle. To Amon. Not a great kick. Oh, this could work. That was a push, no? All right, fortunate. Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall? Max Hall. Kilo. How's the kick? It might work. Will the ball sit? No, it will not. And the Hawks. It's waltzing. Waltzing. Waltzing Newcomb. Waltzing Newcomb. Oh, come a waltzing with Newcomb with me. And the ball is now suddenly in the forward line. In the hands of Mitch Lewis. Lewis is having a shot. Lewis is having a shot. Oh, this is ridiculous. I am bored out of my brain. Gunn's my favorite player back in 2014. Yeah. Went to Brizzy, but now he's back and he's better than ever. Is McCutcheon now a forward? He is. Lewis kicks the goal. This is embarrassing. Waltzing McCutcheon would make a great song for a player. True. Waltzing McCutcheon, waltzing McCutcheon. What the hell are we watching? All on the Suns next week. Nando, Raul, and Took. Well, I already got Nando. So maybe it is Raul and Took next week. Gee, Cal Wilkie is not happy. Rightfully so. Cal Wilkie, 52. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh my God. Another free kick to the Hawks. Ginnivan to a dangerous spot. Oh, drops what he probably should have taken. Sinclair. Oh, they're getting harassed here. Oh, turnover. Oh, forward 50 turnovers. Massimo had too many to choose from in the end. Sinclair just has to bomb it out. How does the ball bounce? It works well enough. Oh, Nazaya shaking his head in the crowd with Flying Ryan. They're shaking their heads. Yeah, mate. Should have left. I don't know why he stayed. Garcia bombs it out. Weddle takes front spot. Ooh, nice pickup. Ooh, Weddle goes for a run. Has a bounce. Gets it inside forward 50, looking for Chol. He can't mark. Ball goes through for a minor score. 15 shots to 4. Jesus. I hope the Saints fans after this don't want Ross Lyon to get the sack. Wow. 235 meters gained by handball versus -12. Why did I sign for 2 years? Oh, that's right. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. $2 million man. Look, Nass looking at his phone, is wondering how he's going to get Flanders out. 100%. The Saints are praying for a miracle from Max Hall for their first goal of the game. Nope. Nope. Not even Max can do it for you. It's an even 50-point game. Are they about to go goalless for a half? Sinclair puts the ball up. Newcomb. Oh, there's just no desire. NASA's asking ChatGPT, how do I get out of here? Plan is to mid or defense and run Murdoch at F6. That's what I'm going to be running Murdoch at F6. Gee, Marbio Chol did not agree with that free kick, I think. $26 seconds on the clock. 20 seconds. Are they going to score? No. They're not. Hawks. 8 seconds. Hurry up and kick it. Watson. Marks. We're going to have a shot after the siren. So, guys, at what point in time in the first quarter... At what point in time in the first quarter did I say that the Saints are not kicking a goal tonight? At what point in time did I say in the first quarter that the Saints are not kicking a goal tonight? I don't think that's ever happened. They're bound to kick a goal. Watson! Oh, baby. Beautiful kick by the Wiz. The Wiz Fizz. Gee, they're so lucky. They're so lucky. Has it ever happened? Has there ever been an AFL/VFL game where a team has scored no goals for the entire match? Oh! There's a St Kilda scarf on the ground already! Bro! It's half time! You can't be throwing your scarves now! God. Yes, there have been. The most recent in 1961. Richmond Tigers against St Kilda. Richmond was held completely goalless managing 8 behinds. St Kilda in 1899 against Geelong, they managed a single behind. 1 behind to 23-24. Piss off. No way. The score was 162-1. 9th of September, 1899. 4 goals, 7-1 behind. So they kicked 1 behind in the first quarter and then nothing since. Field umpire. Only 1 field umpire. Geez, can we go back to those days? Can we go back to those days when there was only 1 umpire called Dick? Can we just have 1 Dick on the field, please? Oh, Jesus. The Saints scarf has been thrown its gold. They'll kick a goal surely, or you'd hope so. There we go. Then they're upholding the tradition. Indeed. Lucky. Richmond is my favourite team, but how is St Kilda losing more worse than Richmond can win a game? St Kilda have 7 of the 10 lowest scores. 2 of those games with 1 goal. The rest were goalless. Jesus Christ. So this is true to form for St Kilda, isn't it? So, yeah, Teach Moss, 1899. I know, right? Got a whole Flanders. Nah, Theo, Flanders is Gonskis. And the good thing is, it means that I can get Holmes next week and not be worried about it. Because Holmes, if I were to trade in Holmes, I'd have 7 players in round 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 premiums. If I was to add Holmes, that would be a 7th. But now that Flanders is injured, I can happily trade Flanders out. Swing someone forward, I guess. Or just hold Murdoch. You know, Sheasel takes his place. I'll just hold Murdoch. And Flanders can become, what's his face? Holmes for me. So trading out Flanders to Holmes works. It stays the same number of premiums in that buy round. Never like to see someone injured, but Flanders was probably going downhill once Nats returned anyway. Yeah, you might be right. When I went to the footy in the mid-70s, 80s, I can't ever remember losing to the Saints. They were a sure win. They were terrible. Still can't believe that we are the only team to lose the Saints in the grand final 1960 by 1 point. And the funny thing is, Maltesing, is that I'm pretty sure the only picture of that St Kilda 1966 premiership was when they were literally in the Collingwood attire. Because they swapped Guernseys. The only image on field of the Saints win is them in Collingwood attire. That is hilarious. Oh my God, that is incredible. So St Kilda don't actually have an image of them with the cup unless it was doctored like this one. Literally, they had to Photoshop their own jersey on. That is insane. See Jando. Jando? So they spent the cash to pull a performance like this. You would just hope they at least make the wildcard match. If they're playing like this, they lose to us. And that's saying something. Because we are shite. How many weeks will it be? Oh, it looked pretty bad, Theo. If it's an Achilles, he's out for the year. MK Juno, it would be cool if the Saints don't score a single goal. Honestly, at what point in time did I say in this first quarter that they were not going to win again, that they weren't going to score? Which behind was it? I think it was the Philippou behind. No. Maybe. Was it the Philippou behind? That he shanked it so bad that I said they're not scoring a goal today? No, it might have been the second one. I think it was the second one that I said they're not scoring a goal tonight. Yeah, I hope they do. At the same time, I'm sort of morbidly curious to see what that would look like if they didn't score. There is a full replay of the game. It is horrible to watch. 1987, apparently the last time was held goalless in the first half. 1987. The last time a side was goalless in the first half. Could you keep Pooh as F6 now Flanders is gone? I mean, you could, but would you want to? I guess it depends if he's given more of a midfield role. Lid for me is staying on. St Kilda could be a different team up to halftime. I've seen similar before. Fair enough, Travis. It's always good to temper your expectations, I suppose. That taking the goal off of Wiz is ridiculous. They took a goal off of Wizard? When did they do that? White's Rain. Lion is the most overrated coach. He is so smart, though. Went into media to get all of them on his side. Filled his pockets with more Saints money. Yeah. The thing with... I do agree to an extent that Ross Lyon is potentially an overrated coach. But I think what you can't forget is that he took the Saints, he built that Saints team, which took them to the grand final, multiple, and then went to Fremantle and took them to a grand final as well. So he's taken two different sets of teams to grand finals. So he deserves some credit for that. However, it's a different game now, and this is not a game that suits him. I think he's a bit like Voss. In that the game has sort of gone past him. Sarah Jones. Yeah, love Sarah Jones. Classy. Still looking for a sugar mama, by the way. Embarrassing. Yeah, Teach. Might have to bring in. Surely not. Sure, you can't. There are other options for. I'd go early on a mid-season buy player, mid-season draftee. I mean, disagree. Grant Thomas built that Saints team. They just made prelims beforehand, but were just very young. Fair enough. Hey mate, is there anyone but the VC on Sinclair? No. Not many people would have the VC on Sinclair at the moment. Flanders confirmed Achilles. Yep, well, that's a wrap then. That's a wrap. Confirmed Achilles means that's a trade out. He is done for the year. So he was a coach for 5 years. From 2001 to 2006. And then Ross Lyon comes in from 07 to 2011. Wow. Ross Lyon beat 52 candidates for the job, including John Longmire. Wow. Upon becoming senior coach of the club, Lyon hired his own assistants: Stephen Silvani, Anthony Rock, Tony Elshaw, and John Barker. Lyon is the most successful St Kilda coach by percentage of games won, 64.5% winning record. Well, there you go. 2007, Lyon began his first season as senior coach with victory against Melbourne, and then Saints won 4 of their first 7 games. Injuries hit the club badly in round 8. However, with St Kilda having 24 out of possible 30 players to choose from against Hawthorn, Lyon was criticised for flooding excessively, and many became angry with the more defensive style of St Kilda over the subsequent weeks. This was literally Ross Lyon's MO from day dot. This has been Ross Lyon's modus operandi literally from day one. Of him walking into the joint, people have criticized Ross for his defense, for his flooding of the defense. That is unbelievable. That is actually hilarious. Yeah, it's a shit injury. Have to hold Rankin. The thing is with Rankin, you just don't know how long he's out for. And it's best maintained for the next few weeks. Easy one, Baz for Flanders next week. Oh, yeah. If you don't have Baz already, then you absolutely need Baz. Baz is a Baz could be M1 for the year. Brad Scott on 360 Monday. Brad just needs to go already. Never seen someone who's been sacked have so much to say. Just go, bro. There's no need to hear from you anymore. F4 to F12 is 5-point difference. Yeah, 100% widescreen TV. You just want the best ones. Ross can't change. No, he can't. Literally from his first year of coaching, this was his style. Of course he's never going to change. All right. It's halftime. You guys know the drill. As we like to do, it is, of course, time for the Gridley. It is Gridley time. So let's get excited. Alrighty, so this is a Hawthorn themed one. which is interesting. This is a Josh Battle-themed one. Well, he is playing tonight. Hawks v St Kilda. All right, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So, if you guys don't know how to play this game, the idea is quite simple. We have a grid. There are 9 squares. Each grid needs to fit the components on the X and Y axes. And you want the player that fits the bill to be as rare as possible. Think of it like golf. The lower the score, the better you perform. The idea is we want to show off our ball knowledge by picking people who are the most obscure, rarest answers, okay? If you pick in someone that is very obvious, like a Hawthorn player who's played for more than one club, Sean Burgoyne, very obvious, right? So you would imagine there'd be lots and lots of people selecting that option. That will give you a bad score. We want someone who is rare, okay? You want a rare option. So, your horse just fine has been retired. I'm sorry to hear that. Michael Wilkie and LDU from Flanders and Lindsay. Cool. Best place to get a coffee, Starbucks. Starbucks is disgusting, Travis. That is not even coffee. Are you kidding me? The fact that you're comparing Starbucks to 7-Eleven just goes to show how shit Starbucks is. Billy Hartung? Tyrone Vickery? Ooh. I feel like Tyrone Vickery is a bit more popular of a selection because he played for the Tigers, who are a big supporter base. Billy Hartung. Don't mind that as an option. Danny Stingray's boy. All right. We'll go with Billy Hartung. Boom. 0.9%. That is very rare, right? That's the type of player we want. Only 0.9% of people went with Billy Hartung. All right. So, we want someone who played someone who debuted at St Kilda, but has also played for multiple teams. So there's 194 players. Sorry, just missing someone. The game is on already. I guess we started late. All right, 3/4 time. We'll do this at 3/4 time. Barry Rowling? Debuted for Hawthorn. He debuted for Hawthorn. We need him to have debuted for St Kilda. Yo, Silvani? Silvani has gone forward and having his first shot on goal for the Saints. Wow. Ben Patton. That works. How many people would say Ben Patton, though? Silvani from 50. They've kicked the goal. have kicked a goal. It took the defender. And Ross Lyon is so happy with himself, thinking that he is a master tactician. That is actually a little bit annoying. I wish they didn't kick a goal. That would have been hilarious. Matthew Lappin. Debut for St Kilda. Let's do it. Matthew Lappin. %1 of people said Matthew Lappin. All right. Can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it? The Saints have finally kicked the goal. De Koning, is he in trouble? No, he's not. Hello, Fletcher Morgan. Welcome to the channel. Hall. Stripped of the pill. Ginnivan. Lowers the eyes. Gunston. Runs at it. Can't control. Watson. Steals the pill. Hall on the left. Immediate reply. Immediate reply. Well done, Watson, for stripping the ball free. Immediate reply. Jesus, look at how many Hawks are on track for a ton. Sicily, Ginnivan, Gunston, McKenzie, Ward, Amon, Massimo, Newcomb, Battle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players on track for the ton. That's how bad the Saints are. It was a little bit elementary, but still good that he is attuned. What a pickup there by McKenzie. Gets the ball forward. Good defending there, though, by the Saints. This is now Hall. Has a bounce. Kicks the ball. Top of the 50. Sharman. Rewarded with a free kick for chopping the arm. He pops it into the pocket. Looking for De Koning. And he's got him. David. Horrible game. Haha. I can play better kick to kick than $500,000 AFL Saints guy. Sack Ross. Well. De Koning goes around on the left and he kicks Crawley. Are we finally about to have a shootout now? Philippou, 48. Get around him. Come on, Banfield. We need a bit more out of you. You can't have 4 disposals and call it a night. Saints are winning this now? Oh no, here are the Saints. All it took was an Achilles injury to Sinclair, huh? To Flanders. So Flanders was the problem. De Koning wins the tap. Watson. Today. Caught high. Bro, he ducked into that and you know it. That's why he's laughing. I hate how players can just duck their shoulder and get free kicks like that. Hey, Kobe, how's it going, man? You don't have to apologize at all. What are you apologizing for? Good to see you. Is Gunston saying, I'm going for goal from here? Are you kidding me? Gunston, we know you're not going for goal. Everyone and their mother knew you were not going for goal. That's why it's turnover. So glad to see your face, mate. You're so nice. You're a good one. Oh, was that out of bounds? Damn, unlucky, Banfield. Josh Dolan, welcome. Fans are so lucky they have those ex-Carlton players. I know, right? Silvani and DeConning. If it wasn't for these ex-Carlton players, St Kilda would be goalless right now. Good tackling pressure. Sinclair seems to be playing a bit more midfield now. Hall to Silvani. Holy shit. Make St Kilda Carlton again. I don't know what's worse, ducking or players sucking. Yeah, I don't know, Travis. I think ducking is more annoying to me. Silvani. Very tough angle. Very tough kick. Where the 50 meets the boundary line. Good effort. Minor score. The Voss sack has a wide effect, apparently. True. You can take the Carlton players out of Carlton, but you can't take Carlton out of the players. What a kick. A beautiful kick. Just kidding. 50! Oh, here come the Saints. The fans almost have this wide-eyed, like, could this be happening? Gives it off to Wilson. From Fitty! He kicks the goal! And they celebrate. So St Kilda were down by 46 points at three-quarter time. That was obviously with Nazaya. They kicked 9 goals to. Surely we're not seeing something like that. I think I should get ready for bed. They're coming back. Nah, you'll be right. You'll be right. Back in the middle we go. Free kick to who? Free kick to the Hawks. Day. Another free kick. Plays on. Kicks the ball inside forward. 50. It's too high. Ball gets at the back. Oh, Watson. Beautiful work. Lewis. Back to Watson. Bang. Big time goal. Big time goal. Well done, little whiz. Good teamwork. Good connection between him and Lewis. Not too shabby. Watching this game is more entertaining than the game. Oh, slipping, Jimmy. That's not a compliment to me. That's more so an indictment of how shit this game is, I think. But I'll take that for sure. Thanks, mates. We all know you can kick 14 goals in a quarter now. Indeed, all thanks to the Giants last week. So glad this is Hawthorn last Thursday night game for the year. Is this your last Thursday night game for the year? Can't be. Good tackle there by Hugo. I love the pink boots. Ball up again. Gee, just trying to volleyball it forward. McRae. I know, slipping, Jimmy. I love my self-deprecating humor. I love to just take the mickey out of myself, and I appreciate it, bro. You're a good one. Yeah, the Saints have the Saints have lifted. There is belief. There is belief. Oh, belief is a powerful thing. It's the hope that kills you, but Jesus Christ, can you imagine living with no hope? Good intercept mark there by Newcomb. Call to play on. There is nothing on. Apart from someone short. Battle. Who this be? They're too far away. Oh, Day. Nice little Dan step around McRae. Beautiful ball to Lewis. Take your time, mate. Step back. You're a big boy with a big leg. You can kick it. Right? Just take your time. That was a million times better than David King. That reminds me, I forget to get a Powerball ticket. Are you normally a Powerball ticket kind of guy, are you, Travis? I'm not one to buy Tats Lotto tickets. I always find that Tats Lotto is almost an extra tax that you pay that you're just never going to get your money back from. I mean, you're more likely to get hit by lightning twice than to win the lotto. I'd rather just hold on to my money and use it to buy wasabi-coated green peas. I love wasabi-coated green peas. Throw it in the candy. Powerball 60 mil tonight. Wow. Oh, look at this overlapping handball chain. Releases Lewis from 50. And he kicks truly. Lewis kicks from 50 and brings the margin back to 50. Badooms. Imagine if all the players were running Ugg boots or Crocs. Jesus, they slip enough, Kobe. They slip enough. I can't imagine them wearing Crocs. I like scratchies. Yeah, scratchies. There is an element of fun and anticipation to scratchies. I'll give you that. I also just think that imagine all the money. If you were spending all that money that you were getting, rather than putting it into Tats Lotto tickets, I would be buying, stocks, investing in EFTs, for example. Oh, ball hits the deck. The Saints trying to swarm. Good tackle there by Weddle. 60 mil wouldn't be enough to cover the Saints list this year. They still can't do anything. Would be enough for Essendon's list? Oh, mate, $60 million. Bro, if we're spending $1 million up front for someone like Mackay, yeah, but imagine if you actually won. Yeah, but again, how much are you spending per ticket, per game? Rather than spending those tickets on something that is less likely to occur than getting hit by lightning twice, right? Think of the odds of getting hit by lightning twice. That is a higher likelihood than winning the lottery. So why not, rather than buying a ticket, just plop that money into the stock market, which over time is sure to make more money. Isn't that how Warren Buffett made his money? So much similar putting bets on horse races. Exactly. It's gambling, right? But with horse races, though, you can actually study guide. You can study the fitness of the horse, the competition of the horse. You can assess what the track conditions are like. Is this horse suitable for this race? You know what I mean? So it's not quite pure luck like what a Tats Lotto ticket is. Garcia, fumble, Poo, steps inside, gets a handball away. Oh, Jesus, Banfield. Banfield is just a clanger merchant, unfortunately. Oh, God. I've taken a chance on BJ Williams. I've taken a chance on BJ Williams too, Initiator. All because of Burton being out. Oh, good run. Weddle releases Impey. He steps around and he's gone! What a tackle, Darcy Wilson! He just emerged out of nowhere. With a KO out of nowhere. Wow. Wow. Wilson. That's going to have to get the Saints out of their seats. Garcia. Oh, my Lord. Winhager? Get ready to learn Chinese, bruv. You are so lucky they did not kick a goal there, the Hawks. Winhager? That fumble of yours almost just broke the hearts of the Saints there. Get ready to learn Chinese. Oh, Sinclair! Sinclair with the perfect rove! That's going to be a score assist to Sinclair now. The only time I've used a scratchy was after one of my friend's 14th parties, and they put one in each of the party bags. $120 though, but I don't gamble. Look, personally, I don't have an issue with gambling. I personally don't have an issue with gambling. Obviously, and Silvani kicks the goal. My thing is, if the gambling behavior is getting to a point that it's causing you harm and your loved ones, then that's a problem. I believe that if you have disposable income, obviously pay your mortgage, or you pay your rent, you pay for your necessities, and then if you've got a little bit of leftover money that is disposable income, I genuinely believe that you can do whatever the hell you want with that money. It's yours. You've worked hard. You've raised your funds. If you want to have a bit of fun on a same game multi, go for it. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be able to use your money as you see fit. Just as long as it's not causing you and your loved ones unnecessary harm because of addiction, because you're over gambling, because it's eating into essential services and products, then I would not be doing that. Then that becomes a problem. Oh, the Saints' pressure has lifted. Darcy Wilson, geez, he's adding zeros to his contract. He is lifting the Saints single-handedly. Darcy Wilson. Insane. Ball hits the deck. Battle gets back there. Oh, De Conning with the spoil. Open up the door. Garcia. That's not a very smart kick. Impey does not mark. Battle. Good composure. Not a great kick, though. The numbers are with the Saints. That is a long way to retreat. Paul? That was a very long way to retreat. I don't know why you did that. We are the million center bounce crew. Anything but crypto? You say that. But I do think that was out of bounds. That was out of bounds. That was out of bounds. But the flying Viking comes in and takes the mark. That was out of bounds. Whatever. Anything but crypto, you say that, but if you look at the last 10 years, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset. doing better than property. So it's possible. Wilkie looked to be in trouble at the start, has come back really well, Supercoach-wise. He has. He's doing very well. Here come the Saints, da-na-na-na. Here come the Saints, and I say it's all right. I have 3 ruckmen: Max Gawn, Tristan Sherry, and Dogger. Was thinking of having Grundy, but glad I got Gawn because Grundy is out. Yeah, I know. You're very lucky, boy. I've only won a meat raffle and a chunky soup football. Well, that's why you should save your money, mate. I don't like the gambling ads around sport at grounds. I think that's appalling. I do find it. I agree that I don't like it that there is an official gambling partner of the AFL. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. Flash to put my money in stocks. Oh, Wizard! Flies out of the car. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. McDonald dropped what he should have taken. Caminiti playing in defense cops a solid one as he was kicking the ball out of there. That is harsh. Over the top is out on the full. That's a stock analysis and has helped me invest for a couple of years now. Wonderful thing, Flash. I need to talk to you more often, mate. Where should I put my money? ETFs? Do you think Wilson stays? If not, where does he end up? Geelong. Is it a Geelong? Where all good players go? One person, 160 million? I'll check my ticket. If I jump off abruptly, you'll know why. Let's just say if we receive a nice super chat for $1,000, I think we'll know why. Oh, good pressure. Whoa, well done. Stands up in the tackle. The kick was not great, though. Bitcoin is used by all the elites and criminals for drugs. So there goes the moral high ground. What just happened? I was reading that comment, and all of a sudden, Guns and the goal. How did the Saints stuff that up so badly? Show me the replay, please. So he runs in, kicks it. Wow. Wow. That's a gift. Talking about tax and talking about ETFs and what about freaking donations like that? That's tax deductible, that goal. McRae. Inside forward 50 to Rowan Marshall. But yeah, Teach Miles. I never claimed to have the moral high ground. In fact, I'm saying that I've got no issues with people gambling as long as it's done safely without over expenditure, not eating into your essentials that you need for life. I've got no qualms with that. Oh, Marshall! He's happy. He's lifted his arms with the double-handed celebration. Just don't forget you're down by 40 still. Just don't forget you're still down by 40. What's the over and under? I got no idea. I'm not a gambler. ETFs, yeah, been in for the long game. Wait for trying to do something stupid like invent grill and some shit. Wait for the stocks to dip a bit, then buy ETFs, then again the risk. Of course. Could the old man really win the Coleman? He could. He's now leading the Coleman. Wow. I hate violence in this world. Should be none. The world is better without it. I hate fighting. If everyone had the same viewpoint, Kobe, what a world it would be. Sinclair misses Cooper Sharman in the goal square. And a golden opportunity goes begging. Sicily. Good mark there by Wilkie. Sinclair. Out wide to you-know-who, Wilson. Wilson. Ambitious. Oh, almost. That would have been huge for our boy. For our boy Banfield, but unfortunately couldn't get the kick away. Was smothered. Sinclair 94, Sicily 100, Gunston 90. This is insane. Insane. Wilkie 85. For those who traded in Wilkie, you're very happy. Hawks win by 50. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that's got to be a tackle there by DeConning. Shut up, DeConning. Shut up, bro. Are you kidding me? People in the crowd are losing their mind over that. He clearly tackled him. I could see that all the way from Narry Warren. Reeves. Up the line. And out of bounds. Bro, he clearly tackles him right here. And then pleads not to have a free kick paid. That's embarrassing. What it is. Embarrassing. Conning wins the tap. Nuking there first. Stripped by McRae. Hall. Oh, he's in trouble. Runs out of bounds. Does having Banfield mid forward and flex cover for Flanders going forward? Well, it would just be an extra score. The same way that if it was best a normal week and he scores more than Flanders does, then his score will kick out Flanders' score. But this is a best 18 week. Oh, what a tap there by Moore. That was insane. Gee, they're loving the handballs tonight, the Hawks. Oh, well done, Newcomb. Wow. I have to applaud that. Sorry, that was Ward's tap. That was that tap by Ward is what opened the entire play. Holy shit, that was very impressive. McDonald kicks the goal. I better not ask which club are the worst supporters when it comes to free kicks against. Free kick tallies. The Dogs. Richmond? So Richmond, when they're at home, have won the free kick count 4 times. St Kilda win it all the time. The Dogs win it all the time. GWS tend to be the worst. Gold Coast tend to be second worst. Carlton third worst. West Coast. Interesting. Muscle D'Ambrosio. Not a great kick. Wilkie reads it very easily to McRae. He's caught. Gets the handball free. Winhager. A bit of run here for the Saints. The kick by Hall was not smart. He should have gone one more handball. Battle slips at a bad time. Affects the kick. Newcomb does enough. Clever there by Sicily. Back to Newcomb. Wow, this is just great composure by the Hawks. Sensational composure by the Hawks. Hello, Ragshitol. 6 goals this quarter. Yeah? They've definitely lifted their intensity, the Saints. They're definitely not as shit as they were before. Sam Mitchell is so pissed with this game. Oh, Ross is on the bench now, is he? With pen in mouth? Conning to Hall. Munted kick. Massimo D'Ambrosio. How's the bounce? Oh, Watson! Bumps him off the pill. Nice handball there by McDonald. Back to Watson. Open goal square. Just misses. That would have been an incredible goal. 6 goals instead of 11 goals this Premiership quarter. Indeed. The goals are raining. And that's 3-quarter time. Yeah, that would have been an incredible way for the Hawks to end the quarter. Despite all of that positivity for the Saints, they're still down by 46 points. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. The Saints were down by 46 points at 3-quarter time against Melbourne. Are you telling me there's a chance? Is there a chance? No. There's no Nazaya heroics tonight. No, I haven't finished the Gridley. Have not finished the Gridley yet. All right. So, we need a multi-club player who has won a finals game. Jesus Christ. There's a gazillion options. Shane Grambeau. Player debut for Saints for multiple teams. Right, we already did Matthew Lappin, though, Mark. Haven't seen Sammy smile tonight? No, he's had nothing to smile about. I'm dating this girl and her ex having a go at me, threatening, saying he wants to fight me. Come to my house and alone, I'm staying. He just keeps bombing my girl with messages. And I said, leave her alone now. Nervous is up to something, gonna hunt me down. Right, Kobe, don't block him. I would block him. And if he continues to harass, call the cops. They will probably tell you to get an intervention order. Maybe. No, I'm not. I was knocked out long time ago, Travis. Don't you bloody say I've already lived this 2 years ago against Port. Sorry, Flash. Troy Menzel. I reckon he'd be pretty common, but let's try it. Whoa! Unique! One string! I knew to trust you. Wow. All right. Wow. All right. St Kilda. Josh Battle teammate at St Kilda. Huh. Well, he's only been there for like a year or two. 54 options. I know, pretty well known, he said, lol. I just thought more people would know it. I don't know. Maybe that's my flex. Who is a niche Josh Battle teammate from the Hawks? Greaves, good call. Beautiful. Yeah. St Kilda career. St Kilda debut. Josh Battle teammate. St Kilda debut. Box will be too obvious. He's a current day player. True Ari. Hardly played. 0.5%. Beautiful. Josh Battle teammate who has won a finals game. Billings won with Melbourne, right? Would it be too obvious? Back Billings? Cheeseburger pockets. Odd question. Yeah, you can hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter is Abby_Joe, so you can hit me up there. Jack Loney? Maybe. Well, you're on fire. I'm going to trust you. You got the hot hand today. 0.4%. Let's keep it going. Widescreen TV, you are on fire today. Holy crapola. All right, a Hawk. Hawk with the rising star nom. And there's Josh Ward, right? But he's playing at the moment, so probably can't go Josh Ward. Probably be too obvious. Who's a good young... Wait a second. Did Massimo ever get a call-up? Did Massimo D'Ambrosio ever get it at Essendon? He did. I reckon Massimo, he got it at Essendon. Oh, too obvious shit. All right, we might undo that one. St Kilda first career game, rising star nom. Best friend's husband, father passed away. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Travis. May rest in peace in a better place. With no pain, no death, just peace. Reckon Nick Holland. Still the same 2%, lol. Remus Mitchell. No, we want now St Kilda. St Kilda first game. Rising star. Ned Long? Ned Long, rising star. Wait, not Ned Long. Ben Long. Whoops. Round 5. Yeah. Maybe too obvious. 0.5%. No, that's pretty good. Won a finals game and a Rising Star nom. Something to think about. Maybe after the game. We seem to be back on. We seem to be back on. Jeff Garlett. Wait, yeah. Another unique one. Holy shit, widescreen TV. You have absolutely MVP'd this one. You have MVP'd this. Piss off at the rank 114. Piss off. 7.2 is rank 114. Piss off. That is bull. That is. I agree, Uncle Aka. That is bullshit. All right, what happened? Wait, what was that free kick for? That was clearly a very good tackle. What were they trying to say? That's a dangerous tackle or something? Oh, boy, that is bullshit. Winhager. That was very soft. I agree. Oh, no. What did King say now? Hall kicks the ball inside forward 50. Ball hits the deck. Marshall. Number 22 for the Hawks. Cameron Nan. Well done, young man. Working hard into defense to spoil that ball. Doing very well. Impey. Clears the ball. Ball hits the deck. Moore. Benz. Meek. Ward. Toll. Oh, mown down. Gets the handball away. Ward. McKenzie. Oh, what a run. To Massimo. He handballs as well. To Moore, who kept running. Hardwick is now forward. McKenzie, stripped of the pill. Hardwick gathers on the left. Oh, my God. The swing man with an incredible finish on the left. What the hell was that? Well done, McKenzie, as well. The way he sprinted upon receiving that ball in that lane somehow created an overlap. That was insane. The degree of difficulty on that kick. And he meant it. Amazing. Gunner's light. He absolutely did not get the handball away. All you have to do is attempt a handball, I think, is the rule. Attempt a disposal. Free kick to Banfield. Banfield's alive. Holy crapola. Where has he been my whole life? 30 points. Bro, you're still losing to Flanders. McKenzie's so talented. You're not going to trade him. If you were going to trade him, I think we wanted him last year, right? For the merit trade. if you were going to trade him, you would have put him up for trade. But you clearly didn't, so you'll be right. Silly me played Banfield over Sardis. Why would you do that? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Sardis will be fine. Ball hits the deck. Good tackle there by Massimo D'Ambrosio. McKenzie, clean hands. Okay, I'm not sure what McKenzie was trying to do there. Good tackle. Banfield has been deplorable, yes. And very well could be dropped, yes. I guess the only thing saving him is the Sam Flanders injury, right? The poo spins out of trouble and then kicks it out on the full. I think I've seen enough. I can't wait to trade Philippou out. Gunston has been on the bench for 17 minutes. Because they don't need to play him. The damage has been done. To Conning. To Hill. To Carroll. To McRae. Ball hits the deck. Silvani. Playing with some desperation. But no finesse. Am I the only one who groans when one of my Supercoach players turns it over? Nah, you're not the only one, bro. We do need to play him. He could win the bloody Coleman. He's not going to win the Coleman tonight. Flash. Still a long season. We're around 12. At the moment, he's leading the Coleman. I want to see my idol win a freaking Coleman. He probably will. And there's no point in him kicking. He's on 5 goals at the moment, right? What's the point if he kicks, say, 2 more goals this quarter, but then he gets injured in the process? You know that if he's well managed, he will more than make up for it. You always got to think big picture. The fact that he's kicked 5 goals tonight is amazing. He's kicked a nice bag of goals. None of these 10s can kick except Silvani. I love it how I read that. And that for a good 3 minutes, the Saints are just kicking the ball like they're prime Geelong. But even this kick was uncontested in the end. Wenhager kicks the goal. Margin cut to 37. So they need around 6 goals in 16 minutes. If you had the choice to coach Carlton or Essendon, who would you prefer? I don't think I'm the appropriate person to answer this question. Because I'm clearly biased. I'm clearly biased. I'd have to say, if I'm trying to be objective, the question is, what is that coach's appetite? Does that coach want to try and be successful straight away? Or would they rather have a part to play in shaping potentially a future dynasty? So if you're a coach that wants to come in right now for a plug and play system, you would absolutely be going to Carlton. Because Essendon at the moment just don't have enough players on the park that can go toe to toe with Carlton right now. Carlton's players are a lot more established. Carlton's players, for the most part, have developed. It's really not a team that's being built towards the future. It's a team that has been built. But if you wanted to build a team for the future, because you can imagine, I think at the end of the year, we can agree that Zach Merritt is gone at the end of this year. Essendon won't have a single player who's 30 years of age or older. Zach is 30 at the moment. He's our oldest player. So if you're clearly in two different mindsets. And I think there is more of an allure to coach at Essendon because I think the club itself knows that it's a young team. I think you have a bit more of a grace period as you can just simply say, yeah, we're just developing the kids. I'm not sure how much of a grace period you have at Carlton because it's built for the now. So based on that, for me, I think the Essendon job is probably a bit more appealing. Oh, Silvani, what a mark. My starting 8 in my midfield this week are Bond, Dacos, Walsh, Dersma, Rechko, Angry, Ison, and Burton. Sorry, Banfield. That is my emergency with Butters and Chisel not playing. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I think Essendon have more talent, but Carlton probably have the better high-end talent. Well, I guess the question about Carlton is, does Cripps stay? Does Cripps stay? Does Wiedering stay? Because if those two go, they'll lose. They've lost a lot of top-end talent. Like if Wiedering wants to go to North, because Carlton are being offered 2 first-rounders for him. Well, they've lost one of the best key defenders in the comp. And if Cripps gets traded to West Coast, then they've lost a 2-time Brownlow medalist. So that could certainly reduce that top end talent. Wow. Hardwick is a problem for opposition teams. Hardwick is a problem. Very impressive by the Hawks. Now, having said that, Bombers probably will certainly lose, Merritt and Ridley. That's a lot of top end talent's gone too. But like I said, though, you'll probably be given more of a grace period because the club can see how young the players are. How young? Oh! He's laughing. He's laughing and smiling now. Wow. Sam Mitchell loves him. Cripps to free a better option. And would Butters go to Carlton in a 3-way deal? I don't think Butters would go to Carlton. Silvani! Holy shit, Silvani. What a game he's played. Insane. I think Butters wants to go to the Dogs. I think it's probably one of the worst kept secrets in football. Cripps to Freo. Probably, because West Coast are still rebuilding. Freo are not. So it makes sense for Cripps to go to Freo. But Carlton would much prefer trading with West Coast than Freo, right? Quite glad Flanagan's break even was low. Yeah. Agreed. Wilkie 107, not bad. Philippou, I can't wait to trade Philippou out. How is Flanders still ahead of Banfield? Come on, son. Silvani turned his career around, leaving Carlton to St Kilda. No, I think Silvani actually turned it around playing as a key defender at Carlton. I thought he was a really important player for them. A great helper to Wittering. So I think Silvani turned the corner in his career towards the end of his tenure at Carlton, and then St Kilda saw it. That's why St Kilda offered him a better deal than what Carlton were offering him. It was always a bit hard for Silvani. I always felt he was harshly treated. Always the last into the side and the first to be dropped, because he was always a Mr. Fix-It utility player. Sometimes required to play ruck, other times on the wing, on defense and forward. He was just a Mr. Fix-It. But I think we saw his best when he was playing in defense. And he's now a lot more confident. Beautiful kick by Chol. Sets up another goal there for Little Wiz. Just noticed my boy Wilkie has had his first time on the bench just now. 98% dog. Yeah, he's a warrior. I think if you compare the kids, it's Roberts, Caddy, Kako, Sharp, Farrow, Roby, Buick against Jagger, Dean, Walker, Byrne, Carroll, etc. I don't have way more talent, but Jagger's probably the best player. Yeah, look, Jagger's definitely an accumulator. No doubt about it. It's hard to compare, though. Like Jagger to Caddy. They both play very different roles. But in terms of star factor, would you say Jagger's more of a star than Caddy? Not sure. Be close. Be close. Because, great midfielders are a dime a dozen compared to great forwards, no? Cripps would fit so well with Dersma and Reed. Would be the in and under first position player there. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, Flash. He also had a bad injury at some point and missed a year, which on the other side. About Silvani. Silvani would still be handy at Carlton. Silvani would be handy anywhere. He's a very good player, very athletic. Jagger was picked in a super draft. Yeah. True. Jagger is in and around the ball more compared to Caddy. Caddy was in a better team and be considered better. Exactly, right. 100% widescreen. It's hard to compare. But at this stage of his career, Caddy's had more shots on goal than Buddy has. Obviously, I'm not saying that Caddy is going to be Buddy. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that despite playing in what is clearly recognizable as a really shit team, he is getting a lot of shots off. And he's doing it through marks, he's doing it on ground level. He's clearly a very dynamic player. Oh, Silvani, you got too close to the man on the mark, bro. Caddy and Logan Morris is the team around them. Like, honestly, if you were to put Caddy in Geelong, you know what I mean? He could be a chance for the Coleman, dare I say it. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a good team supplying the ball well to a good forward, you could do anything. I could kick that with my bung leg. I know, right? That's pretty. We were singing his praises too much, I think. Thought Silvani had that. He's a way better kick than me. I think it's because we put the mods on him. We were talking him up so much before. He had to bring us back down to earth. I did. Flash. I wasn't sure if I was looking at Archie Roberts or if I was looking at Mel Gibson. Dare I say, Caddy and Logan Morris switch teams, get similar results? Probably. You probably would. So I think Logan Morris is less athletic than Caddy, but I'd say he's a more reliable set shot kick. If you were to look at Nate Caddy goal kicking accuracy, it's at 41%. This year, in his first year, kicked 9 goals, 11 behinds. Last year, 20 goals, 20 behinds. This year, 21 goals, 23. So he's leaving a lot of goals out there on the field. You know what I mean? And then if we were to look at Logan Morris, (24-15), 53-20, 24-18. You know what I mean? His accuracy is substantially better. Substantially better. So this year, Logan Morris has had, what's that? 34, 42 shots on goal. 42 shots on goal. Caddy's had 44 shots on goal. You know, so Caddy's had more shots on goal this year than Logan has. And yet 24 goals to 21. So we probably would get a similar output. You'd probably have less shots, but more goals. Also, would you rather Essendon pick Cos or Caddy? No, I really wanted a forward. I really wanted Caddy. What a run. What a run by Wilson. But he was running too hard. He missed the handball. No, I really wanted us to get I really wanted us to get a key forward because we didn't have key forwards at the time. Really, that were good. We didn't have any good key forwards. But now that we've hit the draft with him and then mid-season draft last year with May, I think we've settled on our 1-2 punch moving forward. Because Harrison Jones is not making it as a forward. He's not. So I think we really needed an exciting, potent player like Caddy. I was personally surprised that North Melbourne didn't get him. Ward plays on. Kick is smothered. McDonald harassed off the pill. Al Toomey said ungettable that Wilson was linked to Hawthorn. Wow. If he gets to Hawthorn, that would be a wonderful pickup for you guys. That would be amazing for you guys if you guys got Wilson. There he is again. Right on cue. Easier to find good defenders with later first than key forwards, 100%. That was a bad draft for North, though. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, key defenders are much easier to find than key forwards, 100%. I'm leading my work footy tipping by 5 and trailing my best mate footy tipping by 5. I'm wondering if to wait the last 6 rounds, pick an upset each week. Yeah. I wouldn't be rushing to do that now. I'd just be trying to get your tips right. On a positive note, I didn't go Banfield. On a negative, I have Henry. Lol. Wilson and Massimo on the wings would be a fever dream. Like, how do you pick Zane Dersma over a little magician? I have no idea, Flash. I have no idea. There's clearly something wrong with North Melbourne's talent identification. At least they got Sheasel and Wardlaw. At least they got Sheasel and Wardlaw. What a kick. Massimo's kicks down the line. They're things of beauty. But Nick Watson, what a gun. Look at that. Even that handball to McDonald, bro. And then Hardwick is just Hardwick's a problem. Hardwick is actually a problem. No, you're winning for sure, Michael. Small forwards are respective compared to key forward. Yeah. Because small forwards can very easily be busts. See, Hardwick is a problem, guys. Hardwick is actually a problem. Hawks win by 52 points. Who called it before? Hawks by 50. Someone called it before Hawks by 50. But yes, small forwards. Because you could end up with an Owies type, or you could end up with a Watson type. So, or you could end up with a Jaden Davey type. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to nail your small forwards. But the best small forwards, that top echelon, they're worth their weight in gold. They are so important to your team. It's impossible to win a flag without them. Well, first you lose Harley Reid, then you pick Zane over Watson. At least they got rid of Mackay. True. Thanks, Double Dummy. Anytime, mate. Can't DM me on Twitter? Really? Interesting. Was going to ask if any recommendations for employment lawyers. South is preferred. What, for yourself? Do you need an employment lawyer for yourself? Are you because of unfair dismissal or something? I personally don't employment lawyers. I think Yeah, got put into a boardroom yesterday and let go. No opportunity. Just one. Just you'll get a letter. Oh, yeah. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. If you're part of a union, you should certainly get a union involved. 100%. I think Bilali King probably. If not Bilali King, then you can always. I mean, there's always Morris Blackburn, right? No, I'm not. His professional role was there for 12 months. Well, yeah. I mean, Bilali King, I think, is in Dandenong. Could try them. I think there's also Gordon Legal. They do unfair dismissal. They could do Gordon. Not Gordon. And you could do Bilali King. And there's always the big boys. Morris Blackburn. Big firm. Very big firm. But yeah, always feel free to reach out to those guys, maybe. See who's going to give you the best value, I suppose. There's no need to. Just because you spend more money doesn't mean they're better. I think all three of those different firms have got offices in Dandenong. That's obviously southeast. So, yeah, those are some options. Good luck, bro. Good luck. I'm so sorry to hear that you've gone through that. That's appalling. But yes, if they just simply did that, then yeah, they're in trouble. Tried Connor McDonald out a few weeks back. Could bite me. Connor McDonald. I think you'll be right. I reckon James Kelly. But unfortunately, that will ruin his coaching career. No, Michael, I think there is a lot of positive, and there should be a lot of. I think I've obviously heard the comments from Ken Hinkley and Adam Simpson that they are not going to want to put themselves in the running for the Essendon job because they're concerned about James Hird being part of the system. I was pleased to see that John Longmire, I was pleased to see John Longmire come out and say, no, let's not assume automatically, don't be harsh, that it's going to be a sham of a system, sham of a process. And I would say that if you are a prospective coach, you are a young, untried coach, let's be real. Which teams are in the job? Which teams are in the market for a coach? Teams that are underperforming or teams that are going through rebuilds? If you want to show your wares and you want to show that you are a really good coach, I think you would want to put your hand up for a rebuilding coaching position like Essendon to show that you are capable of turning it around for a young team and being a rebuild coach. And it could even be worthwhile for them to come, even if it's not as a senior coach, but as an assistant. So say, for example, you're Corey Enright right now sitting in the wings at St Kilda, and you want to come and you want to be a head coach. So you say, yep, sure. I'll put my hat in the ring for the Essendon job. My name is Corey Enright. This is my resume. It's a wonderful resume. I want to be the head coach. He can then reach out to his old mate in Pop Kelly. The sell for Kelly would be, I get to be part of a new coaching lineup with someone that I know and respect and trust. And also, I get to apply my skills in rebuilding this team, building up my resume so that I can then take over and show another rebuilding team, look, I've done it before at Essendon. I'm ready to step up and be a coach somewhere else. So I think there are positives, not just for a new senior coach, but also for new assistant coaches to come to Essendon. It's a very young team, a lot of good young talent that's just hoping to be developed. I just don't think the hierarchy at Essendon will give anyone except Hurd a fair go at it. I think it shouldn't be the hierarchy at the coach who does the process. They need to appoint, just like how they did with Brad, just like how Melbourne did it with King. You appoint an independent panel. You appoint an independent group of people to go out and run that process. The club can make suggestions. The club can make requests of certain people to, hey, we would like you to be part of this process. The club can make that request of coaches, but ultimately, the process is being run by this independent panel. The recommendations of that panel are then produced to the board at the club, who then decide, based on the recommendations, what is supposed to happen. Now, if that process happens and James Hurd is appointed, I personally will not believe it. At that point in time, I would say this process was a farce. There is no way that an independent panel would deem James Hurd more capable and appropriate for this job than any of the other options available right now. In those circumstances, I would say I want the recommendations from that panel to be made public. That's what I would want. I would want the recommendations from the panel to be public knowledge. That's what I would want. Anyone but James. I agree. Option 1, Houston to Holmes, Plug to Heaney, Cook to Banfield. Isn't that too late? Banfield's already played, bro. You're too late. Why are you asking me this at 10:16 p.m.? I think Uze is a brilliant coach. Came in to try for finals. And the club pivoted and looks like he has been doing a great job with them. Doesn't seem to get smashed all the time and sorts of players. I think Uze has been great. I love what Uze has done. I think Uze has got, and that's what pissed me off with all of the people who kept trying to say, nah, keep Brad. Because this was our 4th year now of Brad, and I still could not tell you what the game style is. Not even just me, but greats of the game, like Lloydie and Bartel, when they're on their footy programs, like the Footy Show, and they're asked what sort of game style, what's the game plan at Essendon, and they'll tell you, I don't know. So, and you look then at Richmond, and with Richmond, you can clearly see that there is a game style. There is a game plan that is being implemented. So I do think that Richmond have picked a very good coach in Adam Uze, who has, well, I mean, look at what's Adam Uze's resume. Right? Adam Uze, look how young he was and look where he's come from. He played for Melbourne, right? He made the 4th highest number of appearances in the history of the Melbourne Football Club. You can be a very prominent player for your club, but you don't have to then end up going there and coaching them. Look at Kevin Sheedy. Kevin Sheedy was a Richmond grade before coming to Essendon as an untried head coach. You can't just... He supported the Essendon Footy Club. There you go. He played heaps of games at Melbourne. But what about his coaching career? Hawthorn Football Club coaching assistant coach for 8 years. Under who? Alastair Clarkson. One of the greatest coaches of all time. He spent 8 years there. He replaced Luke Beveridge as the backline coach after having previously worked as a specialist goal kicking and development coach for the 3 seasons before that. He was credited for playing a key role in harnessing the Hawthorn players' elite kicking skills. See, just from this first appointment, look at things that are being accredited to him. He then goes back to Melbourne as another assistant coach for 2 years. Look at the year, 2021. Guess what? They were outstanding in 21. Finished top of the ladder before finally becoming the Richmond senior coach. Look what he had to do to prove to people that he is capable of running the joint, because he was under 2 different premiership coaches for a decade. This is what is required for you to put your hand up and say, yes, I am qualified. Yes, pick me. I want to put myself through this process. That's the type of person you need. Compare that, right? Compare that resume to this resume. Bang. Straight to Essendon. Straight to a coaching career began. Straight immediately. Immediately placed straight into the coach. No build-up, no development, no stints under anywhere else. The coaching career went straight into head job at Essendon. And then what happened after he resigned? 22, 7 years later, he's joined the coaching staff as a part-time assistant coach. Not full-time, part-time. He was there for how long? From May to Feb. And then in 25, he becomes director of coaching. It's not enough. It's not enough. This is not a resume that says, pick me for coach. It's not. So if the process is underway, if the process takes place and James Hird is deemed to be the best option, I call BS. It's only going to get it right this time. It's 20 plus years in the wilderness is too long. Oh, the problem is if they don't get it right this time, Michael, if they don't get it right this time, it's even more disastrous because Tassie will be in the picture. Was James even considered to be doing a great job prior to the scandal? Look, prior to the scandal, you'd have to say that he was doing a pretty decent job. But the thing is that a lot of people forget, right? The thing that a lot of people forget with James Hurd's coaching career and that he was doing really well is that he had this guy at his side. This guy, Mark Bomber Thompson, one of the greatest coaches of all time, was in that box with him as his mentor and senior assistant coach. You can't forget that. You cannot forget that this guy would have played a massive role in anything that James Hurd would have possibly accomplished. Anything that any positive memories that people have of James Hurd's coaching also has to be attributed to Mark Thompson, and he won't be there this time around. G'day, Muzzy, how you doing? I went out Cook, Burton, and Rochelle to Ison, Dacos, and okay, yep, going with. Well, that's fine. At least you didn't get Banfield. He was terrible. There's only been one game plan from Brad Scott and Nick Martin, had it last year. And Archie Roberts has it this year. Just pass it to them. Correct. Was also in the box with Melbourne won their flag. Correct. I want Bevo to go to Bombers so Bulldogs can bring in Gia. Bevo's not going to the Bombers. What are you talking about? The only reason you'd want her is to get all the old boys at the club and hope that it fails abysmally in a 2 to 3 span. Then you can tell all those boys to stay the FOA afterwards. Correct, I guess. The only way, potentially, the only way that this old boys club of Essendon just dies once and for all is if they get what they want and it very quickly explodes in our face. But the problem is, though, that we can't afford to waste those 2 to 3 years. We cannot afford to waste those years. This is a very young team that is starving for success, starving for development. The supporter base is starved. It's been way too long since we've been relevant at all, and Tassie's coming. And the draft is going to continuously be compromised every year and diluted. If you haven't finished your rebuild or are on the verge of finishing your rebuild, you're cooked. And that's why I'm really concerned about Port Adelaide. They didn't use any draft picks last year. I have no idea what the hell's going to happen with Port. Carlton at least have got some good father-sons coming through. If it weren't for those father-sons coming through like Dean and Walker, then, and obviously having someone like Jagger, I'd be really concerned about Carlton's future as well. But those boys are coming through, which is certainly really important for them. But we can't afford to stuff this up. Because if we stuff up the next 2 or 3 years and some of those young players who we currently have in our team that we're banking on maintaining and retaining for the future, if they were to go, then the club is screwed. Screwed. Joe, mate, I'm cooked. I hope you saw my messages in time, Muzzy. Sack the board. I think the board, for the most part, is newer. But it's been a bit of revolving deck chairs with the board. The board now, you had Solomon on there. You had Walsh, Andrew Welsh on there. Well, now Andrew Welsh, and you had Tim, whatever his name is, who's now our current president. The current president and CEO and now interim caretaker coach, all three of these guys were on our board and now they're off the board. But they're all hands-on. It's very weird. It's very bad. It's very in-house. and they continuously stuff up decisions. Continuously. We genuinely need a full board wipeout. And I'd love it if we got, for our board, one or two people who used to be on the Hawthorn board, one or two people who used to be on the Geelong board, one or two people who used to be on the Sydney board. I'd much prefer it if that board consisted of people who are not Essendon people. I need that board to be consistent of people who helped establish modern day practices for modern day great teams. I don't want someone on the board who says, oh yeah, my father and my grandfather and my great grandfather were Essendon people. I'm sorry. Essendon were great at a time when everything was different. We're now in the modern day. You can't have outdated, prehistoric glory days in your mind. It's just not going to work. It's very deep. The inbreeding is very rife. The inbreeding, the politics. It's a very, and that's why when Brad first came to the club, I actually had hope because it takes a special kind of person to be able to confront powerful coterie groups that have influence behind the scenes. It takes a special kind of character to be able to stand up in the face of that. And I was hoping that Brad could do that, and I think for the most part he did, and put us for the first time in my lifetime on an actual rebuilding pathway that Essendon as a club has always been too proud to want to do, to go down the rebuilding pathway. So I have gone off and I have ranted about Brad, but speaking big picture, looking at it in the big picture, we needed him, and I'm glad that we did have him. It was the welcome was a little bit overstayed. Should not have extended his contract for that extra year. But otherwise, I think that was a successful appointment in putting us on this path. And hopefully the next coach that comes in will reap the rewards. How did I end up being a Bombers supporter and how long? They picked me. Michael was born 95 and as a first generation Australian. Parents are immigrants. I'm in kindergarten and you had to pick a team for football day. You had to wear those club colours. Didn't have a club at 4 years of age. Didn't have a club. Who do you pick? Well, who's winning? Essendon. So, Bombers became the team. Whoever was winning that year in 2000 were going to be who I supported. Because I obviously knew nothing about football, had not watched anything about football. My mum was not there were no football fanatics in the household at that point. So yeah, whoever was winning in 2000 was who I was going to support. If it was Port Adelaide, would have been Port. If it was West Coast, would have been West Coast. Unfortunately, now even when I picked that team, still hadn't watched any football. It just so happened to be that a lot of my good friends in my early childhood also happened to barrack for the Bombers. So I suppose it just sort of reinforced the need to be liked and be accepted into friendship group. We all barrack for the same team. We're all alike. Unfortunately, it wasn't until I didn't actually properly start watching footy until maybe 2006, 2007 was when I properly started watching footy in earnest. So really, for my actual active supporting days, I haven't even seen a finals win. Obviously, they won a final in 2004. At that time, I was 9 years of age, but I wasn't watching football. Stupid. Port should be fine. They have 4 father-son academy next 2 drafts. That's if they take all 4. What happens if Roden wants to come to the Bombers? He's part of our academy. What happens if he does that? What happens if Roden decides to come to the Bombers? The Roden is living here, goes to school at Xavier College, where a lot of other Essendon boys go. So he has that choice. Now, why would anyone want to choose to come to Essendon willingly? I understand that, but there's no guarantee he gets the Port. Essendon will have taken 5 top 10 picks in 3 years after Buick. I think Rosa is good. Yeah, no, Rosa is good. You can clearly tell that there is a clear discrepancy in the talent and the type of players that we're recruiting at the Bombers compared to what frickin' Dodo was doing. Bad drafting, no scouting, not winning trades, losing players, massive. Scott knew the need to quickly change the rebuild. He rightly wanted Merritt to go. 2 first rounds this year, 1 next offered. Now looks decent. Yeah, it's a fine line, Boz, with that Merritt trade. It's a fine line because Hawthorn came to Essendon the night before the deadline. Right? Hawthorn come to Essendon and they say, this is our offer. And we're going to offer you pick 9. And if you don't accept pick 9 in 24 hours, it's off the table. This is how Hawthorn came to Essendon and made their first offer for a player who, had they successfully brought to their team, would have them as really one of the premiership favourites. So it was weird the way Hawthorn came out swinging with a lot of arrogance. And Merritt himself didn't come forward, I think, early enough for us to entertain a deal where the picks on offer were actually good picks. Because the picks that we were being offered by the Hawks were pick 10 and then basically 2 picks in the 20s. Being labeled as first round picks. But let's be real, there are different levels. Yes, it was a cop-out. 100%. They were not really first round picks. So they've come in late, dangling this idea of 3 first round picks. One of those first round picks, a genuine pick 10, we got pick 10 from Carlton without needing to trade out Zach Merritt. So what? We were turning down 2 picks, one in the late teens, one in the 20s? I don't really think those 2 picks in the late teens and one in the 20s was really going to be that transformational rebuild expediter, if that makes any sense. So I can understand why Welsh put his foot in the ground and said, no, we're not going to roll over and accept this clearly subpar deal. Now, had Merritt come earlier, had his management come earlier and said, we want to trade, and then who we were negotiating with, say, was Gold Coast, then I reckon the deal would have been done. Because look what Gold Coast did with their trades for Petrarca. I'm not saying Merritt is Petrarca, right? But still, at least get another club in the picture. At least get another club in the door. Do a three-way trade with someone, or try and trade some of your future picks for Hawthorn to a better first-round pick this year. For me, I just thought it was very arrogant of the Hawks, the way they went about it, and thought that Merritt could successfully blow up the joint on his own to essentially force Essendon's hand to accept what we all can objectively, I think, say is a less than ideal offer. Unfortunately, though, for the Bombers, by not accepting the deal and just simply expecting Merritt to return to the club as his usual professional self, I think the club also didn't quite acknowledge just how severe of a cut Merritt's action would have on the playing group, and how much it would affect their belief in the process, how much they would affect their belief in where they are as a club moving forward, and their trust in each other. And I fear that they underestimated how toxic the environment could be as a result of that action. And now you see us bottom of the ladder, very unlikely to win another game the way we're going. Now more injuries have come in just to compound the shitness of the situation. So you'd think that we're basically getting pick one, as you say, Michael. Hey, Langy, how are you? So you'd probably say we're going to get pick one this year. And to hold on to Merritt, to fight back against an arrogant offer from the Hawks, unfortunately, did not yield the result that we wanted. And sometimes maybe the club should have just cut its losses. Maybe the club should have cut its losses and said, fine, we know we probably are worth more with you, Merritt. We probably should have got more. But hindsight is 2020. Right? Hindsight is 2020. You would have expected, with all of our injuries last year, we still had 6 wins. Surely this year we have less injuries and we get more wins. And we convince him that our pathway is correct. I can understand that hope. I can understand that thought process. But unfortunately, there was no winning, because Brad's been so focused on talent acquisition and therefore finishing low, not having a lot of wins, getting lots of draft picks. Unfortunately, the system, the path that we're on has lost a lot of hope. And when you lose hope, how do you front up and win games of football? You just can't. It's pretty bad. What about Harley Reid? We're not going to get Harley Reid. Why would Harley Reid leave West Coast right now? They're a team that is playing with spunk, with a young coach, rebuilding coach. Everyone knows what West Coast are. They seem to be clicking. And he's obviously going to get paid very handsomely. And why would anyone at this stage want to go to Essendon? Unless something drastically changes from a direction of the club, from a performance on field, from a knowledge of who the future coach is going to be, from an overhaul in the coaching department, no one would want to go to Essendon right now. In fact, they've already struggling last year. I did listen to Dean Solomon's presser before, and the reason why he became an assistant coach was because they were struggling to get enough people wanting. They didn't have enough interest for people wanting to become an assistant coach at Essendon. That's bad. You can't attract assistant coaches. That is horrific. That is the sign of a club that really is in disarray, that is unable to attract developers. So he's had to parachute from the board to become an assistant coach. There is so much off the field that needs to happen at this club. It's insane. It's insane. It's hard to feel positive. Even with the Brad Scott sacking, which I think needed to happen, there's still so much shit off the field that it's hard to feel optimistic at all at this stage. They were fair dinkum about it. They should have got him on at Richmond's first. May have moved them 100% widescreen, 100%. Hawthorn typical arrogance. Do you think you take the ruck at pick 1 or go for a mid? I think we would go for Van Hattem. I think we would go for the ruck. Simply because he is like a Grundy type. Van Hattem. He's He's 205 centimeters. It might be easier if I zero hanger here. Physics defying leap and dazzling skill. He is the pick 1 contender with the potential to revolutionize the role of AFL rucks. I can become another on-baller. Was it? I wish there was. Is there a highlights package for him? I had him highlights. "20 hitouts, 6 inside 50s, 20 disposals, 2 goals." This is just from his talent round 1. He's got over 100. He's got over 100 centimeter vertical, despite being over 200 centimeters himself at 205. And some of his kicking is just insane. He's almost like he's very much a Grundy type. Now, I know it's very rare that you would want to go for a ruckman at pick 1, but the idea is that you're picking a Luke Jackson type player. You're not just picking a typical, traditional ruckman. You're picking someone who's a bit more revolutionary. This is really what I wanted to show, but you just sort of get the idea. He's like a midfielder. Reed ain't going anywhere. Nah, Reed won't go. Why would Reed leave? Maybe they merge. North Melbourne Bombers. Nah. I made the joke about merging with Carlton. I thought it would be funny to merge because the problems that Carlton have are the exact same problems that Essendon have. Whole bunch of coterie groups, power brokers hiding in the shadows behind the scenes, completely unaccountable, pulling strings, hooking up their good mates with favors and power, always constantly turning over coach after coach after coach when really the problems are cultural and dig a lot deeper, like little mafia gangs inside. It's honestly, Essendon and Carlton basically are the same club. They're basically the same. It's funny that they're both on the same number of premierships as well, and they've both again sacked their coach. So if there's any two clubs that need to merge, I think it just makes perfect sense to merge Carlton and Essendon. Essendon Blues, Carlton Bombers, whatever it is that you want, they're basically the same at this point. But yeah, it was a bit more of a longer one. Obviously, there's been a bit more news out there to talk and coaching landscape and things like that. But I hope you enjoyed the game. I know I didn't. Very shit game. Hope you guys had fun. If you did, please like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell to not miss out on any of our videos and streams that we pump out on a regular basis. Yeah, I love talking footy. Thank you so much, Widescreen TV. And thank you as well for the beautiful, impeccable, suggestions on the Gridley. Those were great. But yes, always love talking footy. And I think as the year progresses and Supercoach really starts dying out, let's be real. After the buys, Supercoach basically becomes autopilot, doesn't it? Just holding trades until injuries or suspensions. I think it'll probably be a situation where we start to do more general footy stuff, and I'm definitely keen to have a lot more general football content as opposed to the Supercoach stuff. Thanks, Akka. Always a pleasure to see you guys. So yeah, what were my final trades in the end? My final trades were Marshall, Burton, and Lombard for Ison, Banfield, and Williams. Bailey Williams. I've never been big on Bailey Williams, but I've just gone with someone cheap to finish off the forward line. Unfortunately, Flanders now is injured with an Achilles, so Flanders will have to go. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up putting Sheasel on the field. Petrarca comes here. So it's still a finished forward line with Petrarca and Sheasel. And Murdoch will be my F6. And then I'll just trade Flanders out to someone else. Could very well be I think I want to trade Flanders out to Holmes. Is what I want to do. Flanders becomes Holmes. That will be a defender primo in time, which maybe kicks Edwards off. I'm fairly happy keeping Lindsay at D6, and then I'll still need two more mids. One will probably be Dacos, and the other one might be Matt Rowell, who's cheap. The thing is, I've still got McAndrew, who obviously has a lot of money attached to him. I might even hold on to him. 68 break even. When do the Swans have their bye? Not next week. Okay. Sure. So maybe McAndrew gets traded out next week to do maybe some upgrades elsewhere. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's been jumping on. Yeah, it's 100%. Well, we are mates. We're all mates here. Williams scares me. He's the worst ruck in the league. Indeed. He does suck. But he's forward eligible as well. And the forward line is pretty hit or miss. And it's pretty cheap at 432. It's funny when games are shit. First half from Saints was gold. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. It even led me to declare that the Saints were not going to kick a goal. They proceeded to kick 9. All right, guys. That does it. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I won't be on the Friday night stream tomorrow because I'm off to a concert. So, yeah. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the footy. Stay safe. And I'll see you all next week. Bye for now. Let's put that exit song on. Why not? That song is fun.
Supercoach coach tabs on my phone at dawn. Scrolling through the carnage, what went wrong? Grammar soul is steady, rookies on the rise. Mid-prices tempting me, danger in disguise. Big J calling from the couch, mate, check your side. Joe bragging about a loophole, riding that tide. We're trading in our hopes like stocks on a screen. Chasing that price rise, living the dream. We're the center bounds crew. Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade. Greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench from a blues. Every week we're breaking the rules. AFL in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bounds crew. Got duds on the park, can't win a hard ball. Need a downgrade target, answer that call. Possessions piling up, my captain's on fire. Vice loop lightning, sparks through the wire. Yeah. Trade plan scribbled on the back of a bill. One more sideways move, I swear I'll sit still. But the siren hits Friday, logic is gone. Mate, just push and go on. Who you backing in? Who you backing in? Who you backing in? Yeah. Who you letting go? One more risky move, then we steal the show. We're the center bounds crew. Hey! Whistle blows, we're riding it through. From goals and behinds to the last upgrade. Greatest game in the world, that's how we're made. From a pig in the guts to the bench from a blues. Every week we're breaking the rules. They fell in our veins, yeah, it's all we do. We're the center bounds crew. We're the center